Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in one of the most extraordinary periods in human history. For centuries, education followed a similar pattern. One teacher stood in front of a classroom and delivered the same lesson to dozens or even hundreds of students. The challenge was obvious. Every student learns differently. Some learn quickly, some need more time. Some understand through visuals, others through practice. Yet for generations, we expected everyone to learn at the same pace and in the same way. Today, artificial intelligence is changing that reality. AI is creating an educational revolution that has the power to unlock human potential on a scale never seen before. The true power of AI is not that it can replace teachers. The true power of AI is that it can help every learner receive an experience designed specifically for them. Think about what happens when a student struggles with a concept in a traditional classroom. The lesson moves forward whether that student understands or not. Over time, small gaps in understanding become major obstacles. AI can identify those gaps instantly. It can recognize where a learner is having difficulty and provide additional explanations, examples, exercises, and feedback tailored to that individual's needs. Instead of forcing students to adapt to the system adapts to the student. Imagine a world where every learner has access to a personal tutor available 24 hours a day, a tutor that never gets tired, never loses patience, and can explain the same concept in multiple ways until understanding is achieved. This is becoming possible through AI-powered educational tools. Students can ask questions whenever curiosity strikes. They can receive immediate responses and continue learning without waiting for the next class session. Personalized education also helps students build confidence. Many learners stop believing in themselves because they compare their progress to others. They feel left behind. They begin to think they are not smart enough. The reality is that intelligence is not fixed. People simply learn differently. AI can create learning paths that match an individual's strengths, pace, and interests. When students experience success, they gain momentum. When they gain momentum, they gain belief. And when belief grows, extraordinary achievements become possible. Another remarkable benefit is engagement. One of the biggest challenges in education has always been keeping students interested. AI can help create interactive lessons, personalized challenges, and customized content based on a learner's passions. A student interested in sports can learn mathematics through sports statistics. A student fascinated by music can explore scientific principles through sound and rhythm. Learning becomes more relevant, meaningful, and exciting because it connects directly to the learner's world. AI also has the potential to make education more accessible. Millions of people around the world face barriers to learning because of geography, language, disabilities, or limited resources. AI-powered tools can translate content into multiple languages, provide real-time assistance, support students with special learning needs, and bring high-quality educational experiences to communities that previously lacked access. Knowledge is no longer limited by location. Opportunity can reach people wherever they are. However, technology alone is not enough. Education is not merely about transferring information. It is about inspiring human beings. It is about developing character, creativity, empathy, leadership, and purpose. AI can provide information, but it cannot replace the human connection that great educators bring to the learning process. Teachers remain essential because they motivate, guide, mentor, and believe in students during moments of doubt. The future of education is not humans versus technology. It is humans and technology working together. Teachers can use AI to better understand student needs, identify learning gaps, and spend more time on meaningful interactions rather than repetitive administrative tasks. This partnership allows educators to focus on what they do best, helping students grow as individuals. As we look ahead, we must recognize that the greatest resource on earth is not oil, data, or technology. It is human potential. Every child has talents waiting to be discovered. Every learner has abilities waiting to be developed. AI gives us an opportunity to create educational experiences that recognize the uniqueness of every individual and help them reach their highest level of performance. The question is not whether AI will transform education. That transformation is already happening. The real question is how we will use this technology. Will we use it simply to make learning more efficient, or will we use it to help people discover their strengths, pursue their passions, and create lives filled with purpose and achievement? When education becomes personal, learning becomes powerful. When learning becomes powerful, possibilities become limitless. And when people are given the tools to unlock their potential, they can achieve far more than they ever imagined. For generations, education has been built upon a model that was designed to serve large numbers of students at the same time. While this approach has helped millions gain access to knowledge, it has also created significant limitations that affect learning outcomes around the world. The traditional education system often treats students as if they learn in the same way, at the same pace, and with the same strengths. In reality, Every individual is unique. Every student has different talents, interests, learning styles, and challenges, yet many classrooms continue to follow a one-size-fits-all approach that struggles to address these differences. Imagine a classroom filled with 30 students. Some grasp new concepts almost immediately, while others need additional explanations and practice. Some learn best through visual demonstrations, others through hands-on activities, and others through discussion and interaction. However, the teacher is expected to move through a fixed curriculum within a limited amount of time. As a result, students who learn quickly may become bored and disengaged, while those who need extra support may fall behind. Both groups suffer because the system is unable to fully adapt to their individual needs. Another challenge is that traditional education often measures success through standardized testing. While assessments can provide useful information, they do not always capture the full range of human abilities. Creativity, leadership, problem-solving, communication, emotional intelligence, and critical thinking are qualities that play a major role in personal and professional success, yet many educational systems place greater emphasis on memorization and test performance than on developing these essential life skills. This can create an environment where students focus on achieving grades rather than truly understanding and applying knowledge. The limitations of traditional education also affect student confidence. When learners struggle to keep pace with the rest of the class, they may begin to believe that they are incapable or less intelligent than their peers. Over time, this belief can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Students who lose confidence often participate less, take fewer academic risks, and become less motivated to learn. The issue is not necessarily a lack of ability, but rather a lack of personalized support that addresses their specific learning needs. Teachers themselves face enormous challenges within the traditional system. Educators are responsible for managing classrooms, delivering lessons, grading assignments, preparing materials, and supporting diverse groups of students. Despite their dedication and expertise, it is extremely difficult for a single teacher to provide fully individualized attention to every learner. Time constraints, administrative responsibilities, and large class sizes often limit the ability to tailor instruction to each student's unique situation. The rapid pace of change in today's world presents another limitation. Knowledge and skills that were once relevant for decades can become outdated within a few years. Traditional educational models sometimes struggle to adapt quickly enough to emerging technologies, evolving industries, and changing workforce demands. Students may graduate with strong academic knowledge, but without the practical skills needed to thrive in a fast, moving, and highly competitive environment. Furthermore, traditional education often relies heavily on fixed schedules and physical locations. Learning opportunities are generally confined to classrooms and specific time periods. This structure can create barriers for students who need greater flexibility due to personal circumstances, geographic limitations, or different learning preferences. As a result, many learners find themselves constrained by systems that were designed for a different era rather than the realities of the modern world. Artificial intelligence is transforming education by making personalized learning a practical reality rather than an idealistic goal. For decades, educators have recognized that every student learns differently, but providing individualized instruction on a large scale was extremely difficult. AI is changing this situation by enabling educational experiences that adapt to the unique needs, strengths, weaknesses, and learning styles of each learner. Instead of forcing students to fit into a standardized system, AI allows education to adjust to the individual, creating a more effective and engaging learning journey. One of the most powerful aspects of AI-powered personalized learning is its ability to analyze student performance in real time. As learners complete assignments, answer questions, or interact with educational platforms, AI systems can identify patterns in their understanding. These systems can determine which concepts have been mastered and which areas require additional attention. Rather than waiting for exam results at the end of a term, students receive immediate feedback that helps them correct mistakes and strengthen their understanding before small challenges become major obstacles. AI can also adapt the pace of learning according to the needs of each student. In traditional classrooms, lessons often move at a fixed speed determined by the curriculum. Some students may struggle to keep up, while others may feel held back because they are ready to advance more quickly. Personalized AI systems solve this problem by allowing learners to progress at their own pace. Students who need more time can revisit lessons, access additional explanations, and practice skills until they gain confidence. Meanwhile, advanced learners can explore more challenging material without waiting for the rest of the class to catch up. Another significant advantage is the ability of AI to present information in multiple ways. Not everyone learns effectively through reading textbooks or listening to lectures. Some students respond better to visual content, interactive simulations, videos, games, or practical exercises. AI can identify which methods produce the best results for a particular learner and customize educational content accordingly. This flexibility helps students understand concepts more deeply because the material is delivered in a format that aligns with their natural learning preferences. Personalized learning also creates a more engaging educational experience. Students are more likely to remain motivated when lessons connect with their interests and goals. AI can recommend content projects and learning activities based on a student's passions and aspirations. For example, a student interested in technology may learn mathematical concepts through coding exercises, while someone interested in business may explore the same principles through real-world financial scenarios. This relevance makes learning feel meaningful and encourages greater participation. The availability of AI-powered educational support around the clock is another breakthrough. Learning no longer has to stop when the school day ends. Students can access intelligent tutoring systems whenever they need assistance, whether early in the morning or late at night. They can ask questions, receive explanations, and practice skills without waiting for the next class session. This continuous support encourages independent learning and helps students take greater ownership of their educational progress. AI-powered personalization also generates valuable insights for teachers. Instead of spending countless hours analyzing student performance data manually, educators can use AI-generated reports to quickly identify strengths, weaknesses, and learning trends within their classrooms. This information allows teachers to make more informed decisions, provide targeted support, and focus their energy on helping students develop critical thinking, creativity, communication skills, and personal growth while technology handles many routine analytical tasks. One of the most significant benefits of personalized learning through artificial intelligence is its ability to build student confidence. Confidence plays a critical role in educational success because it influences how students approach challenges, respond to setbacks, and engage with the learning process. When students believe in their abilities, they are more willing to ask questions, explore new ideas, and persist through difficulties. Unfortunately, many traditional educational systems unintentionally damage confidence by comparing students against uniform standards that may not reflect individual strengths or learning styles. AI has the potential to change this dynamic by creating learning experiences that help students experience success, growth, and self-belief. Many students lose confidence not because they lack intelligence, but because they struggle to learn within a system that does not match their needs. When a learner repeatedly falls behind classmates, receives poor grades, or fails to understand concepts after a single explanation, they may begin to develop negative beliefs about themselves. Over time, thoughts such as, "I am not smart enough," or "I am not good at this subject," can become deeply rooted. These beliefs often create barriers that are more damaging than the academic challenges themselves. A student who doubts their ability may stop trying altogether, even when they possess the potential to succeed. Artificial intelligence helps address this issue by adapting instruction to the individual learner. Instead of presenting the same lesson to everyone, AI can identify areas where a student needs additional support and provide personalized guidance. When learners receive explanations that match their level of understanding, they are more likely to grasp difficult concepts. Each successful learning experience reinforces the belief that improvement is possible. Small victories accumulate over time, gradually transforming uncertainty into confidence. Another way AI strengthens confidence is by allowing students to learn at their own pace. In many classrooms, students feel pressure to keep up with the speed of the group. Those who need more time often become anxious or embarrassed when they struggle to understand material as quickly as their peers. AI removes much of this pressure by creating a learning environment where progress is based on mastery rather than competition. Students can revisit lessons, practice skills repeatedly, and move forward only when they are ready. This approach reduces fear of failure and encourages a healthier relationship with learning. Personalized feedback also plays an important role in building confidence. Traditional assessments often focus primarily on mistakes, highlighting what students did wrong rather than recognizing what they have learned. AI systems can provide detailed feedback that identifies strengths while offering constructive guidance for improvement. Instead of receiving a simple score, learners gain a clearer understanding of their progress. This balanced approach helps students view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than evidence of inadequacy. AI can also encourage students to set and achieve realistic goals. By analyzing performance data, intelligent learning platforms can recommend achievable milestones that gradually increase in difficulty. Reaching these milestones creates a sense of accomplishment and motivates learners to continue progressing. Every achievement reinforces the idea that effort leads to improvement, which is a powerful foundation for long-term confidence. Perhaps most importantly, AI helps shift the focus from comparison to personal growth. Students no longer need to measure their success against the performance of others. Instead, they can focus on becoming better than they were yesterday. This mindset encourages resilience, perseverance, and self-belief. When learners recognize that growth is possible through consistent effort and personalized support, they develop the confidence needed not only for academic success, but also for future challenges in life and career. One of the greatest challenges in education has always been maintaining student engagement and motivation. No matter how valuable the information may be, learning becomes difficult when students lose interest or fail to see the relevance of what they are studying. Traditional educational approaches often struggle to keep every learner engaged because students have different interests, goals, and ways of processing information. Artificial intelligence is helping to address this challenge by creating learning experiences that are more interactive, relevant, and personalized, making education not only more effective, but also more enjoyable. Engagement begins when students feel connected to what they are learning. In many classrooms, lessons are designed for large groups, meaning that the same material is presented to everyone regardless of individual interests. As a result, some students may find the content fascinating, while others struggle to understand why it matters. AI can analyze a learner's preferences and tailor educational content accordingly. For example, a student who enjoys sports may learn mathematics through player statistics and game analysis, while a student interested in technology may explore the same mathematical concepts through coding and software development examples. By connecting learning to personal interests, AI helps students see value and meaning in their education. Another important factor in engagement is interactivity. Passive learning methods, such as listening to long lectures or memorizing information from textbooks, can sometimes reduce attention and motivation. AI-powered educational platforms often include interactive exercises, simulations, quizzes, and problem-solving activities that encourage active participation. Instead of simply receiving information, students become involved in the learning process. This active engagement helps improve understanding, retention, and enthusiasm because learners are doing rather than merely observing. Immediate feedback also contributes significantly to motivation. In traditional settings, students may wait days or even weeks to receive results on assignments or tests. During this waiting period, they may lose interest or remain unaware of mistakes that need correction. AI provides instant feedback, allowing students to understand what they are doing well and where improvements are needed. This immediate response creates a continuous learning cycle that keeps students engaged and encourages them to make progress without delay. Artificial intelligence can also introduce elements of challenge and achievement that increase motivation. Many AI-powered learning systems use techniques similar to those found in games, such as progress tracking, achievement badges, personalized goals, and milestone rewards. These features create a sense of accomplishment and encourage learners to continue moving forward. When students can clearly see their progress and celebrate small successes, they are more likely to stay committed to their educational journey. Another advantage is the ability of AI to adjust difficulty levels automatically. If learning material is too easy, students may become bored. If it is too difficult, they may become frustrated and discouraged. AI systems can analyze performance and present challenges that match a learner's current abilities. This balance keeps students within an optimal learning zone where tasks are demanding enough to promote growth, but achievable enough to maintain confidence and motivation. AI also supports curiosity-driven learning. Students often have questions that extend beyond the classroom curriculum. Intelligent educational tools allow learners to explore topics independently, receive personalized recommendations, and dive deeper into subjects that interest them. This freedom transforms learning from a compulsory activity into a self-directed experience. When students feel empowered to pursue their interests and discover knowledge on their own, motivation becomes intrinsic rather than dependent on external rewards. Through personalization, interactivity, timely feedback, adaptive challenges, and opportunities for exploration, AI is creating educational experiences that inspire greater engagement and encourage students to become active participants in their own learning journey. Artificial intelligence has the potential to transform education not only by improving how students learn, but also by expanding access to learning opportunities for people around the world. For centuries, quality education has been unevenly distributed. Geographic location, economic circumstances, language barriers, physical disabilities, and limited educational resources have prevented millions of individuals from reaching their full potential. AI offers powerful solutions to many of these challenges, helping create a future where knowledge and opportunity are more accessible and inclusive than ever before. One of the most significant barriers to education is geography. Many students live in remote or underserved areas where access to qualified teachers, modern learning materials, and educational institutions is limited. In some communities, schools may lack specialized instructors for subjects such as science, mathematics, technology, or foreign languages. AI-powered learning platforms can help bridge this gap by delivering high-quality educational content directly to learners regardless of their location. With access to the internet and digital devices, students can connect to advanced learning resources that were once available only in major cities or well-funded institutions. Economic inequality also affects educational opportunities. Families with limited financial resources often face challenges in accessing tutoring services, educational materials, and specialized learning programs. Traditionally, personalized instruction has been expensive and available only to a small portion of the population. AI changes this equation by making personalized learning support available at a much lower cost. Intelligent tutoring systems can provide guidance, practice exercises, and feedback to large numbers of learners simultaneously, making individualized educational assistance more affordable and accessible to people from diverse economic backgrounds. Language differences present another major obstacle to global education. Millions of students struggle because educational content is not available in their native language. AI-powered translation technologies are helping remove this barrier by translating lessons, textbooks, and educational resources into multiple languages. Real-time translation tools enable learners to access information from around the world without being restricted by language limitations. This capability opens new opportunities for students to learn from international resources and participate in a more connected global educational environment. Artificial intelligence is also creating more inclusive learning experiences for students with disabilities. Traditional educational environments may not always provide the accommodations necessary for every learner to succeed. AI-powered tools can offer speech-to-text services, text-to-speech functionality, personalized reading assistance, visual recognition support, and adaptive learning systems designed to meet individual needs. These technologies help ensure that students with different abilities can participate more fully in educational activities and achieve their academic goals with greater independence. Another important contribution of AI is its ability to support lifelong learning. Education is no longer limited to childhood or formal academic settings. As industries evolve and new technologies emerge, adults increasingly need opportunities to acquire new skills and update existing knowledge. AI-powered platforms make continuous learning more accessible by providing flexible educational experiences that can fit into busy schedules. Individuals can learn at their own pace from any location and focus on skills that are relevant to their personal or professional goals. AI also has the potential to reduce educational inequalities by identifying learners who need additional support before they fall significantly behind. By analyzing learning patterns and performance data, intelligent systems can recognize early signs of academic difficulty and recommend targeted interventions. This proactive approach helps ensure that struggling students receive assistance when it can make the greatest difference. As these technologies continue to develop, AI is helping create a world where educational opportunities are determined less by circumstances of birth and more by a person's willingness to learn. By overcoming barriers related to geography, income, language, disability, and access to resources, artificial intelligence is making education more inclusive and bringing the possibility of lifelong learning to people across the globe. Here is the conclusion for your speech, ladies and gentlemen. As we look toward the future, it is clear that artificial intelligence is not simply another technological advancement. It is a powerful tool that has the potential to reshape education for generations to come. By personalizing learning experiences, building student confidence, increasing engagement, and expanding access to quality education across the globe, AI is helping create a system that recognizes the uniqueness of every learner. However, technology alone cannot define the future of education. The true goal is not just to create smarter systems, but to empower people. Education is ultimately about unlocking human potential, inspiring curiosity, encouraging creativity, and preparing individuals to make meaningful contributions to society. AI can support this mission by providing personalized guidance and opportunities that help learners discover their strengths and overcome their challenges. The future belongs to those who are willing to learn, adapt, and grow. With AI as a partner in education, students will have greater opportunities to develop their talents, pursue their passions, and achieve their dreams. Teachers will be better equipped to guide and inspire, while learners will gain access to resources and support that were once unimaginable. The transformation of education is already underway. The decisions we make today will determine how effectively we use this technology to create a more inclusive, innovative, and empowering learning environment. If we embrace AI responsibly and thoughtfully, we can build a future where every learner has the opportunity to succeed regardless of their background, location, or circumstances. The greatest investment we can make is in human potential. When education becomes truly personalized, every student gains